think it's time to update you all on my game. Hey, what's up? Husman here, and this week's development update with regards to my video game Wrath of the Mad King. I think it's time to update you all what I've been doing the past few weeks. It's been a little while since I've made a video with regards to the game. I've done a few videos with regards to music production, but I think it's time to go back to the game because I have been working very hard on it the past few weeks, and I'm actually right now working on getting a first version ready for you to playtest. Now, don't get your hopes up, it will be just a small portion of the game and it will take a few months for me to really be confident enough to share something with you which you all can play, criticize, give feedback on. So what I'm actually doing right now is I've been working on adding inventory items, adding things that you can pick up, things that you can use in the game, making a lot of armor sets, making a lot of weapons, consumables, and actually work on a really cool grenade system where you, instead of shooting, hitting stuff, you can also throw a grenade, throw different kinds of grenades with different kinds of damage, radius which does attack, which is a really cool system in the works, not finished yet, but getting there. And what I'm mostly doing right now is working on the UI, working on the inventory, working on making everything look cool in a way that I think is presentable to you all. And one thing that I've been working a lot actually is the inventory and giving you as a player details about descriptions about what actually you're dealing with in terms of the things that you pick up. So now there is a really cool description panel where you can see what every item does, a little bit of a backstory of the item, nothing too long because me personally I really don't like reading a lot in video games. I like to know a little bit behind the surface but not too much that I'm just acting like I'm reading a book basically. So as you can see, there are also some stats here in the description panel and also a value of what an item is worth. And that's basically the starting point of what I'm actually working on right now as well, is the market system. There are shops, there are people who sell stuff, people who will buy stuff from you in the games. That's something that involves a lot of balancing, and that's also, balancing is the key of what I'm doing at the most right now, is making sure that the damage system makes sense, that the armor systems make sense, so that you're not one-shotting every enemy and vice versa, not getting killed by a one-shot from an enemy. And it's a lot of going back and forth and see if it's fun, see if it works. Now, what I'm also finishing up right now is the animations for the combat system. The animations themselves, they are pretty easy to implement, but to really make them work with the things that you want them to work with is quite a challenge. To make the player face the right direction, make the animation play at a certain time and stop at a certain time. Involves some tweaking and stuff, some really nerdy shit, so that's what I'm working on at the moment as well. Now, the thing that you start with in a game is of course the menu, so I've also put some effort into that. Right now it's still a still image, which is also my wallpaper at the moment to keep me motivated and focused that I have to put some time into the game every now and then. But in the end it will of course be animated. Also worked on a lot of enemies. I have different enemies, big, small, fast, slow. And I basically really want to make sure that you have a cool enemy system to battle through towards the goal of the game. And that's something that I put a lot of time in, so that's something it takes a lot of time, it's also really fun to do. Now, in terms of actual atmosphere, I've also worked a lot of the music, a lot of the audio effects. In the first album I already had all the artwork done before starting the music, so I really looked at the artwork, made the music that fit that kind of scene, and then went further with the next artwork. But here it's much more of a creative process. I'm really thinking about what's the style that I want to make for this album. What do I need? Of course I need club bangers, I need atmospheric songs, I need story driven songs. It's a really cool creative process, and next week I'm gonna do a video about how the album develops and what kind of different songs I'm already making. It's a little bit different than my usual stuff, but still has the pillars which make the Husman sound, the euphoric melodies, the banging drops, but in a twist, because I really need to make sure that it also fits the new style and it fits the game. That's something you can look forward to next week. This was basically what I wanted to share with you this week with regards to the game. I'm really excited because the game is growing and growing and it's getting better and better. less bugs every week. So really cool to go on this creative journey and take you with me on this creative journey. I really hope you enjoyed this update, and if you like what I do, hit that like button. If you haven't already, subscribe. Should you want to support me as a creative, you can also go to my Patreon, where I share all kinds of music related sounds, project files, monthly tracks. So if you're interested in that, feel free to have a look on my Patreon. Well, that's all for me this week. I'll see you all on the next video. Take care. Bye bye.